I'm Chris with Carnival Cruise Line, and this is episode 258 of Yakety-Yak straight from the Yak's mouth. John Heald, Carnival Cruise Line's brand ambassador, posts on his Facebook page where you can ask him questions. He answers the questions. We read the questions and the answers, and we take the cool, the funny, the lies, the myths, and we put them here for you. So on today's episode, we're talking about how does Carnival decide which ports get the new ships? Is there an extra charge to use the gym? What's a gym? I'm doing a back-to-back in the same cabin. Do I have to wait till 1:30 to go back to my cabin? Now that Half Moon Cay is getting a pier, will they be doing overnights there? And now that I can send my boarding pass to Google Wallet, do I still need a printed copy for embarkation?
And this is straight from the Yak's mouth.
All right, question one. This cruiser asks, how does Carnival decide which ports get the new ships? It looks like Florida and Texas are the only ports that Carnival cares about. Why can't other ports like New Orleans get a new ship? John said, well, it's a huge operation and there's so many deciding factors. Supply, demand, operational things like refueling, as well as space at the pier. And that is likely the biggest thing that is limiting them to those two ports right now because the ships are so darn big, there's very few home ports that can accommodate them. New Orleans, Mobile, they all have to have the mid-size to the smaller size ships just to get out of the river. So it's simply, can the ship fit there and will it work? Question two. This cruiser asked, is there an extra charge to use the gym? They usually cycle and use the elliptical machines and was wondering, do I have to pay just to do that? John said, no, there absolutely is no charge to use the gym on the ship. So if you're one of those people that actually like going to the gym and doing stuff like that, it's free. There's no charge. Speaking of like, if you like what you see and you enjoy cruising content, please like and subscribe. We would greatly appreciate that. Question three. This cruiser is going on a back-to-back in the same cabin and wanted to know if they can return to their cabin immediately after getting their new cards, or do they have to wait till 1:30 like everybody else? John said, you can absolutely return to your cabin, but there is a very good chance the room won't be ready yet, so please bear that in mind. So it takes time for them, especially on debarkation day, to clear through all the rooms, get them all ready. So your bed might not be made when you get back, but you don't have to wait till 1:30 like everybody else. Question four. This cruiser said, now that Half Moon Cay is getting a pier built, would it be possible to do an overnight with a barbecue, music by a DJ, and fireworks? John said, perhaps it is, but he doesn't know. He is very much looking forward to having the pier there. Actually, by the time you watch this episode, he might actually be in Half Moon Cay because they are going there for the grand opening of the new pier, which I think is the 31st, but it will be open here in June and you don't have to worry about a tender anymore, which I love that idea. I don't care if they made a crazy long pier, I'll walk it because the tenders, they're kind of a pain in the butt. They jam so many people onto those little things. You're like, oh, the first one on the tender. You're sitting there for a half hour until everybody else gets on the tender and the same on the way back. So I'm all for the pier. I can't wait to go there and use the new pier. Last question. This cruiser recently noticed that there is now an option to send their boarding pass to their Google Wallet account and wondered if we do this, will we still be required to print a physical boarding pass? John said, no, you don't. All you need is the downloaded version and you'll be just fine to get on the ship. So has anyone ever done this? We didn't even know it was an option. I mean, we're old school. We like printing out the boarding passes for us 16 days in advance. And then they're sitting there for 2 weeks staring at them. So I don't know. I don't know if I'll use that. It's a great option though. And yes, you can send it to your Google Wallet and just use your phone to check in like you do on most planes nowadays. So that's been episode 258 of Yakety-Yak straight from the Yak's mouth. Thanks for watching. Please take care.